It should be like, I'll just see there. I'll see the Zoom here. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. Let's start. So it's 4:20 now. So just to the revision from the previous week. So we started 2.7 or 8 last week. 8. 2.7 was important verse. We had done a little bit extra, but that's okay. We'll start from 2.8 this time. We'll start from online devotees first. Ujjwal Rasa Mataji, Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I can't hear you, Mataji.
It's unmuted. Hare Krishna. It's not on the mute.
Okay, leave this.
Hare Krishna.
Otherwise.
Rupam Prabhu, are you able to hear? Can you say something, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see your screen as well.
Let's start here while devotees are getting connected. You were there last class, You watched, okay. So maybe you would like to say something about 2.8 while Prabhu is doing all these connectivities. Never straightforward.
The previous was Arjuna surrenders to. Now Krishna takes a different position with the Guru. So as a Guru, he wants to drive away the grief.
Sorry, Rupam Prabhu, can you hear what Prabhuji is saying?
Rupam Prabhu, can you hear us?
I can hear you and Hemanga Prabhu loud and clear, but not
That devotee. Okay, that's fine. That's also expected. Okay, Prabhu, maybe you can speak a little louder, whatever is possible. And it is expected because they are sitting a little bit far.
Yeah, so this is Arjuna now is talking about, his senses are now, because of his lamentation and his grief, which is drying up. Probably I'll read the translation first.
Yes, please.
I can find no means to drive away this grief, which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on the earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. So Arjuna now he finds no means to drive away his grief, which is causing him, all the senses to drive up, which shows the symptoms of this, anxiety and stuff like that. And even if he wins the kingdom, or if an unrivaled kingdom is given to him also, even if he becomes prosperous, that will not be able to solve this problem. And you were also explaining about the words like Asam Tattva means no external rivals. And so even though inside he may feel better, but external aversion, can't overcome the internal emotions. The external portion is not going to drive away. Like if he wins or he becomes prosperous also, his grief is not going to go away.
That's correct.
That's what this was.
Thank you, Prabhuji. What's the other word for the internal enemy? So there's one external enemy, which Prabhuji said. It's a Hindi word or Sanskrit word. Samriddhi. Samriddhi means everything is hara bhara, everything is good and happy inside. There's no external enemy who's going to attack us, but internal enemy. So you say even with internal, external, there's no problems. Still, even that kingdom, even if that of demigods, will not be able to drive away my. And that's one thing. Many times people like getting. Happy inside. It never happens. We are after wealth day and night. That if I get more wealth, I'll be very happy. That's more and more and more external things. Bigger car, bigger house, bigger wealth, bigger sovereignty over others. but that doesn't fulfill your internal desires, internal emotions. And that's why a sadhu who doesn't have anything external, or nothing practically speaking, he's still happy because his heart is happy. He's happy on that level. So people have forgotten this formula these days to make them internally happy rather than externally happy. And they think by being externally happy, they'll become internally satisfied, but that never happens. Chaitanya was saying in line, our external possessions does not replace our internal emotions. External possessions can be a lot, but internally we are still lonely. We're very, very weak. So that we need to take care.
Everyone talks about internal peace. Yoga system also.
Yeah, so they're coming back to the same root. External, whatever you have, may help, may not help, but internal definitely helps. Let's move forward. How do I move next?
On your screen.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll move it.
Sorry.
The problem.
So 2.9, Mataji, if you like to do. If you, no problem, absolutely okay. Wait, Prabhuji, you want to do 2.9?
2.9.
Yes, please.
So in this verse, Sanjay said, having spoken this Arjuna, chastised of enemy, told Krishna Govinda
I
to
just want
fight.
to see
And so basically, this was Sanjana is informing
to share that.
that Arjuna is not willing to fight, and he is using the word Parantapa, chastised of enemy to Krishna because he's feeling it's great. So he don't want to continue to fight. And Krishna is happy that Arjuna won't be fighting now. So, but he said he shall fight soon.
So let's switch the computer. Just want one Zoom and one database. Nothing else I want.
Okay, you can use this one. That's fine. We'll connect this one to there, and then you can put this
So
one.
if this has database, that's fine. I can switch database. I have no issue.
Database is on that screen too. If I enable you to be, because I need to change the setting on the Zoom meeting. I can't make you as a co-host. If I make you as a co-host, you'll be a host, and we won't be able to record it.
Okay. Okay. So
It's a
what's the bottom line? I use this computer.
This. Okay, one thing we can do.
I just need to see verse.
Okay,
Zoom.
let's do one thing.
Sorry for the interruption. Of this technology, it's so nice to see face to face. Okay, we'll do that in a second. Sumit Prabhu has the most difficult task, and I know it's not easy. Sorry, Mohit Prabhuji, please repeat what you are saying.
So probably in this verse, I read the prophet.
No purport, Prabhuji, just the translation.
Basically, sorry, for translation. Sanjay said, having spoken thus, Arjuna chastised of enemy, told Krishna Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. So basically, Sanjay informed Dhritarashtra in that verse that Arjuna was temporarily overwhelmed, and he is now surrendered to Krishna, and he shall fight soon. So basically, Arjuna is with Govinda, so he just saying, I shall not fight, and Sanjay is saying to Dhritarashtra that Arjuna is overwhelmed, and he will fight soon.
Can I add some point?
Huh?
Can I add something?
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
Here there are two words used for the Krishna, a Govinda and a Rishikesha. So Rishikesha means master of all the senses, or controller of senses. And Govinda is the one who gives joy for all the senses. And while Arjuna is being called as Budakesa, is the conqueror of the sleep or the ignorance. But here, in a sense, now he actually is in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah. So 2 words is used for Arjuna, 2 for Krishna. What are the 2 words for Arjuna? What does Parantapa mean? And second one is? Sleep. As well as sleep / ignorance. But he's able to conquer the sleep, but not his ignorance at this stage. And for Krishna, Govinda as well as Rishikesha. Rishikesha means? Control of senses, and Govinda is? Joy. One who gives the joy to the senses. So what's the significance of the Govinda here?
Because Arjuna's senses are not in control and he's feeling lamenting.
Yes.
Because Govinda is taking surrender of Govinda, who is giving joy to the senses. So that's why his senses are coming in control.
Yes.
And he's getting happiness because he surrendered.
Thank you, Mataji. So soon he will be controlled by Rishikesha. So at the moment he's not controlled, his senses are quivering, his skin is Parichaka Dayate, his skin is burning. He's saying Gandhi is slipping from my hand. So Rishikesh word is used. His senses will come under control. Like disease will come under control. But is that a healthy state? No. You want to be, running out and eating healthy and happy. So what's the healthy state? Govinda. Govinda will give joy. So coming from negative to 0 and then 0 to positive excess. Prabhuji, this computer has any use or no?
No, Prabhuji.
No.
At
Okay,
this
so it's
stage it doesn't.
redundant.
No, it is there because control will be with me. This is for presenting
Okay.
there.
So I look here or there. This. So close
So
it.
you look in there.
You look there.
Yes.
Close it.
No, because we are
Okay. You're still
Presenting
something.
using
So
that.
I look here. That's all. I need
Yes.
to know. Where do I look?
yes.
And here are the participants. Okay, so 2.9. One more thing here. Evam ukta Ashikesham Guda Kesha Parantapa Na Yotse. Na Yotse means Na Yotse. I will not fight. Yotse means fighting. Tushrim Babuva. Tushrim means became silent. After speaking this, he became silent. Na Yotse. So what is the Dhritarashtra thinking? Now Arjun is not going to fight. He's very happy. But then by the words of Rishikesha and just keep the Sanskrit too.
Sure.
Sorry, I know you're doing double job. Give the screen sharing to someone else. So Eva Mukta Rishikesha. So he became silent, but the Dhritarashtra, who became delighted for a second, what will happen to his delightment? It will not last for too long. Why? Because Arjun speaking with Rishikesha and Govinda. Okay, move to the 2.10.
Sorry, Guruji, can you just explain what is the chastiser of the enemy?
So Arjun is able to chastise his enemy, but now the enemy is not external, it's internal. Many times we are very strong, what do you call 6-pack, 8-pack, whatever it is, I don't know how many packs. So they can, have a lot of strength in their body, but internally they are very, very weak. When they see, for example, alcohol or something like that, they succumb to it. So external, a person can have a lot of strength. Arjun also had a lot of strength, but his inner enemies are winning over him. The same happens to all of us, isn't it? Externally, we may not be so strong as Arjuna, but internally we are all weak. My Guru was just saying, first we have to accept we are weak devotees. We are not strong. And because we are weak, we have to follow the sadhana very strictly. We think we are here for 20 years, it's all right. Even if I've seen some devotees, I shouldn't say, but initiated devotees, sometimes they don't finish their round on their day. They finish a snake, then they say, it's all right. I was very busy. Okay, if you are on deathbed, something like that, it's different situation, but no. So, okay, it's not the end of the world, but take lesson once in 30 years. No, it's not okay. You have to do it. And how do you do it? Guru Maharaj says you have to plan your day in advance. When you're sleeping, you should know tomorrow how many commitments I have, what time I will get up, what time I'll give to my chanting and my puja and to my kids and family, whatever the commitments, everyone knows roughly your next day. Plan well. It's just a poor time management. Some people say, I can't follow Ekadashi. Prabhu, subah uthe, ghar pe kuch tha nahi Ekadashi ka. Okay. Morning 7 o'clock, you're coming to know today's Ekadashi. Obviously, it's difficult. Why can't we plan 3 days before? Planning, time management. So we all succumb to our internal weaknesses. And Maya Devi know exactly what is my weakness and what is other devotee's weakness. Someone may have one anartha, another one can have another anartha. And obviously degree of anarthas will also vary, but Maya Devi know exactly how to trick us. And she is very smart. She's very smart. So Parantapa means you are able to chastise the external enemies. Now,
So how does it work actually? Because Maya Devi is not super soul. So
Maya Devi's got the energy of Krishna. She's internal, external energy of Krishna. So she knows. She's not super soul,
No,
but
my
she's
question is how she knows. Like the super soul is
Krishna
Lord.
gives particular soul. So it's external energy of Krishna. So it's not. Krishna says in 7.30, Devi Heshai Gunmai Mam Maya Duratyaya. Krishna says, My Maya Duratyaya. Very hard to overcome. Very hard to overcome. So Krishna gives energy to Maya Devi, Durga Devi, to defeat us. It's not defeating us actually. It's like training the boys. Unless you go to IIT exam or medical exam, you may be good, but if you're not super good, you cannot take an entrance, isn't it? You have to be super duper good. If the passing mark is say 99%, if you get 1 mark less, can you enter? Similarly, Maya Devi has been given this task to examine all the jivas. Unless the mark is full 100%, you have material desire, get out.
No, my question is like, they say Kshetrajna is like individual soul. Sarva Kshetrajna is Krishna.
Yes.
So That means even Durga Devi is Sarva Kshetrajna, she comes in the.
No, not fully powerful as Krishna, but power given by Krishna to do her job. And
She
her
knows
job,
all the living entities, what we think, what we decide. Is it like that?
not all the time. So I was listening one class, and in that class saying Lord Shiva is sometimes known as Ishvara. So he is an Ishvara, he can be an Ishvara of a particular universe. For that universe, he will know all the jivas, all their desires, the past, present, and future, but not all the jivas in all the universes all the time. So they have been given a particular task, and for that task, your company may give you a car, a mobile, internet, and whatever facility you need to perform your job. So they are given by Krishna for that particular, but they are not Sarvagya all the time in all the places. So she knows what Krishna allows her to know.
Prabhuji, just I was wondering
Yes,
about
Mataji.
it. Why did Krishna make life so difficult for us by giving so much power to Maya Devi, and then we are struggling so much to get Krishna?
Very good question, Mataji, and very practical question. I'll give you a short answer. It's a big seminar. Like we are living in Sydney, and I have not seen, but I'm sure there are some correction centers here as well. In India, we call it jail.
She works there.
Huh?
She works there.
Are Mataji works there? See, Krishna provides everything. Now, just an example of when Prabhuji has said, so Mataji is doing some position there, holding some job there. So she goes there, and she might be able to see some people who are not following the normal law normally, right? So some people are outside of the bar, some people are inside the bar. Now, when she works there, for example, is she responsible for those people suffering who are inside? She's just doing her job there, right? Are we responsible for those jivas who went inside the bar? Their own karma, their own actions, what they're supposed to follow, they did not follow, and they broke it. And government maybe given 1 or 2 warnings as well. I know in some situations in Hare Krishna Food for Life, some boys come sometime. They do some little crime. So government gives them warning. And they have to do 20-30 hours of volunteer seva. But if they repeat the crime again, then they have to go to the bar. So like that, so we also been given warnings by Krishna. Please don't go, it's not very nice. Your kid or my kid may be sometimes very obstinate. Mama, I have to get this, I have to be like, no, it's not good, not good, not good. Finally, you surrender, okay, Bap, whatever you want. And even Prabhupada gave that example. Prabhupada's son, a small son, wanted to put his finger on a running fan. So Prabhupada said, no, that's not good. He said, no, I want it. So what Prabhupada did, switched off the fan is still running, but lower speed. Now you put the finger. He put his finger, So is Prabhupada giving suffering to his son? No, he's so obstinate. He has been warned, you'll not be happy, not healthy for you. He still wants to put the finger. So we are like those jivas. We have been given warnings, we have given signs, but we did not listen to our authorities, to Krishna. And finally Krishna says, okay, go and play. So actually, Mataji, we are all playing. We're all playing. It looks a real game. It's not a real game. I heard, I've not played it in a class. There's an avatar game somewhere. And people play that avatar game. So they choose a character in that game, video game. I don't know, some Superman or Batman. And they become Batman for that session. And then they're beating people, they're doing this and that. And they actually really feel they are Batman, but they are not Batman. So if you are outside the game, you can see, all these kids playing. But the kid inside the game really thinks I'm a Batman. I can shoot, 50 people, and I can do this and I can do that. So similarly, we are all, sorry to say, an illusion. I'm the body. These are all my possessions. These are all my relatives, and this and that. So Krishna has made it so real. It's all unreal. It's so real, so that you can really feel I am this, and all the people and all the possessions belong to this body, and I'm responsible for them. And it's all illusory energy. It's called avidya. Read in NOD how the whole process works actually from first stage to the final stage. This is the final product. And now we are saying, Krishna, why are we suffering? We have gone long way ahead in that journey. So this is the end product, but it has a root. But the good point is, no matter where you are in the route, you can still go back to Godhead immediately. Prabhupada said it will take 1 minute, 1 chan. 1 chan is not 1 minute to go back to Godhead. right now. You can become a pure devotee. You don't have to bother anything about your past sins, past conditioning, this and that. Krishna has that power. You have that power. And this is what we're trying to revive. To come together, chant Hare Krishna, read some books, what Krishna has recommended, and revive that sort of relation back with Krishna. Once that's revived, it may take 100,000 lifetime. Some people, I was in Vrindavan once when Maharaj was giving class, and he was saying, in Vrindavan, I'm talking, right? So it's important, the place is important. Maharaj said, some of these devotees sitting here will go back to Godhead in this lifetime. Maharaj speaking. Some of the devotees will go back to Godhead after some lifetimes. Some of the devotees, some of the people, I think he said, some of the people sitting here will not go back to Godhead even after many lifetimes. Maharaj speaking in Kartik month morning Bhagavatam class. Now, how do you understand that? Some people, he said, will go back to Godhead in this lifetime. No, they don't have 4 hands like Vishnu. They're not the controller of the time. They will also have, some material issues, this and that. But they will go back to Godhead because they have revived. They are able to revive their connection with Krishna so much so that they will go back to Godhead in this lifetime. It's a matter of faith. Some people will take some more lifetimes. We still have some desires. We need to check out something. Buy this, buy that. That house looks better. That dress looks better. Or he looks better. She looks better. And all that. We're still checking out. Okay, finish your shopping. Once you're done, come back. We're still shopping around. Trying to enjoy something or someone, whatever. Some people think Krishna consciousness is all right, but what about this material world? I have to look after it, my kid, my worry, this worry thing is there. Krishna can do everything. Lal Govind Prabhu was saying, one who protected in the womb will protect outside as well. We worry too much about too many people and kids and this and that. He said, one who protected in the womb will protect outside as well. Makes sense. We think I'm protecting. You should do your duty. So that's not the point. Huh? The point is you should not over worry. Because Lord Vishnu is still here. He will do. When we leave, he will do. When we are here, we think I'm Karta. Karta aham iti manyate. So we'll read 327 later. Short answer. It's a very long question. And people get a lot of questions here. Valid questions. Okay. Let's move forward. That's okay. Whatever. Where do I go? Next one.
2.10.
Oh yeah, 2.10. Anyone else? 2.11. Huh? Not happening.
Can I do, Prabhu?
Anyone else can read here? 2.11. 2.10 ho gaya. 11.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lamentate neither for the living nor for the dead.
Yes, please.
So from this word, Krishna started speaking. So that's why it says Shri Bhagavan Vacha. So Krishna is saying that whosoever is learned, they more about thinking or who already been
What's
dead.
the word, Mataji?
So it says in the last one, those who are wise lamentate neither for the living nor for the dead. And the verse number is 2:11.
Yeah. So the main word there, okay, a couple of words there. Asun. Asun means life here. So gata asun, gata asun. So one's whose life here is gone, one's life here is not gone. So there's 2 words there. And sochati word is used 3 times in this word. Okay, yeah. So asochan, anusochastvam. So there are 2 times here. Nanusochanti pandita. So 3 times that word is used. Gata soon, agata soon. So gata means gone. What is gone? Soon. Asoon means life here. What is life here? Anyone? What is life here? You should know all this. Each word has a meaning. Gata soon, agata soon. So gata jo chala gaya. What is chala gaya? What is gone? Asoon. Asoon means life here. So in someone's gata soon means life here is gone. So what is this life here? Okay.
There are 3 kinds of
5 types of hair in the body. So our modern science is not very developed, to be very honest. We think it's very developed. It's not. Our Vedic culture is super developed. We just know tiny bit of that culture. So there are 5 types of air in our body, and Prabhupada writes that, I think, in this verse or some other verse here. I'm not going too much detail, but so we know there's a soul, and around the soul, what's there? As per Vedic culture, around the soul, what's there? Subtle body, which is made up of someone else? Man, buddhi, and ahankar. Huh? After the subtle body, we think it's a gross body, which is correct, actually. It's a summary picture. We go little detailed picture, little zoom in there. So we have soul, we have super soul, and the connection. So we say soul is connecting with the gross body, which is our brain. That's how we function. That's how we think we function. So soul is transferring the desires through the subtle body to the gross body, right? But it says the connection between soul and the gross body is what? Subtle body. But there is another layer as well. Huh? So soul, and we have the subtle body. On top of the subtle body, there's also a layering of life air, prana vayu. Huh? And obviously there are 5 types of vayu. So it's not just one vayu, it's 5 types of vayu. And there's a whole framework in our body which maintains our body as we function as of now, which obviously science has not yet developed to understand that. So this life here is also very important when we say the soul leaves. So with soul, what else leaves? Subtle body leaves, because our desires get carried over. So if I am, whatever, I have an impression in my last memory of whatever, it actually carries with me. I have a desire to enjoy the heavenly kingdom. The desire also carries with me. With that, life here also, it says, carries ourselves in the next body. So there are 3 stages. So one time when the soul leaves, so that's one stage. So in the body, soul is in the body. The next stage will be out the body. Now out in the body, you will wait somewhere to go to the next body. Like if you are going to India, you have to go to airport or wherever, whatever place is suitable for you to board. You cannot board from Glenfield, can you? Not yet. Okay, unless you have private jet. That's possible. Krishna can send a private jet for you. So, so soul comes out of the body, not only with the subtle body, but also with the life and the proof given in the Putana pastime when Krishna not only sucked the breast milk of the Putana, but also the prana vayu of Putana. You'll see there's a verse there. So prana vayu is very important. That prana vayu is mentioned in Sanskrit as asoon. So gata soon, life here is gone. It's not talking about soul as yet, right? Gata soon, the life here is gone. Huh? Agata soon, life here is not gone. That means first person is dead, another person is not dead. So gata soon, agata soon, whatever the situation is, life here is there or not there. Na anusochanti panditaha. Anusochanti. What does sochanti means? Lamentation. Anusochanti means. So there's a difference between sochanti and anusochanti. What's the difference?
Not to lament.
Anurag, anudarshanam, sochanti, anusochanti.
Lamenting and not lamenting.
Yes, no, it is lamentation. So anu is a prefix. Huh?
Is it deep lamentation?
Not really. Lament. You should lament as per or whatever, as per Shastra. You should have that vision. Huh? Because Pandita have that vision. Pandita means who's aware of the difference between spiritual dimension and the non-spiritual dimension. So that Pandit will not sochanti, will not lament as per Shastra about life here is present or life here is gone. So anu is a prefix, comes many places in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. There's a word called Rag, there's a word called Anurag. So anu word is used many. So wherever anu comes as a prefix, that means you should look through the Shastra. Not when I say pashyati, pashyati means I'm seeing. Anupashyati means not only seeing the wall, I'm seeing it's a matter. Huh? Wall, obviously I'll see wall, but it's a matter. Huh? It's a dead matter. Huh? When I see a person, what I see, not only just the body of the person, but I see, oh, he's a devotee or not a devotee, or I see Lord Vishnu is sitting in his heart. Vidya Vinay Sampanne, Brahmane Gabhihastani, Suni Chaishapakecha, Panditaha Samadarshana. On what basis? He's still seeing Hathi, he's still seeing a cow, but he's seeing the super soul and soul in there. On that basis. So Anu's word is important. And there's also the definition of Pandita. Who will be the Pandita? Who's not going to lament too much about it. Now, if someone dies in someone's family, you quote this verse there, will that work? No. So their emotions are valid because they love that personality. But if you analyze it from a bigger picture, they are on a temporary platform. That's what it is said. No? It's not we are rejecting those emotions. When Lakshman was unconscious, Lord Ram was crying. When Sita was stolen, Lord Ram was crying. Huh? Obviously, Lord is doing a lot of lessons through those leelas, but the point is emotions are valid. But in a bigger picture, they are based on a very temporary platform. You can also call it as a false platform. So Krishna is bringing Arjun from that false platform to the true platform. And within that realm, whatever his duty is, he should do his duty. Huh? Okay. Pragya means very high learning saying. Vadansh means saying. Bhasha say. You're saying very high learned words, but you're lamenting for something where you should not lament. You're a crorepati, you're a millionaire, and your boy pop up a balloon of 5 cents. Then you start crying, oh, balloon is gone. What? It's all right. Okay, 212. If someone has to add something, please. Yes, Prabhu.
Here, we should not consider this as a temporary lamentation of a. Like you were saying, sometimes we lament temporary, like someone died, it's a temporary.
Yes.
But here, how do we consider Arjuna's lamentation?
Arjuna's lamentation at this stage is fully based on the body. And that, Prabhuji, we can see many places, India or movies also see, if the son dies or a husband dies or something like that, whole world gets devastated. Oh, I am done, I'm finished, main lut gaya, barbad ho gaya, this, that, everything is finished in the world, and they get mad after that. So they cannot think anything beyond the body. If my loved one is gone, finish on the world, or whoever has hurt this person, I will kill him, or I will kill the whole community. Dhruv Maharaj, when Uttam was killed by Yakshas, Dhruv Maharaj was going to kill the whole race of Yakshas. Manu Maharaj came, what are you doing? One Yaksha killed your brother Uttama. Why are you killing the whole race? This anger is not good. And then Dhruv Maharaj is like, oh, sorry, So my grandfather Manu Maharaj is saying the right thing. So at this stage, Arjun lamentation is not temporary. He's fully looking at only bodily level. And that's what Krishna is not very happy about. What are you talking? You're a Kshatriya. You have to do your duty. Okay. And that's why sometimes we need these sadhus to bring us up. Sometimes we are just too much. The worldly problems are there. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj always says this thing. We have to rise up. The problems will always be there. You cannot be without any problem in the material world. This is how it is. If no one is troubling, at least your mind will be troubling you. Even if you have no enemy outside, your body is very healthy, you got all the wealth of the world, your mind will still be unsatisfied. Kuch na kuch you will be lamenting about or thinking about, isn't it? Is there any stage your mind is completely satisfied? Wow, everything I've got. Hiranyakashipu, he said everything. Only one little boy, 5-year-old. How old are you, Kavi? Then 11. You're too big. 5 years now. Adil is 5 years, right? Huh? That little boy, the 3 words, did not listen. He did not say Hiranyakashipu ji, Bhagwan ki jai. That's all. What is a big deal? Even if you say 99.99999 was under full control of Hiranyakashipu, but that one problem, this boy, why is not listening to me, created a problem. So if someone is not troubling, body is not troubling you, mind will definitely trouble you. So we have to get out through those situations. Okay, let's move forward. 212. This is very nice verse. Who will do this? One of the very nice verses.
Yeah, here Lord is saying that.
It's nice to read from
Read the- 12. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. So Lord is saying that we are individuals in the past, present, and future.
If you can take some Sanskrit words, if you can.
Yeah.
That's how we are learning.
Yeah.
Na tve vaham, na tve, na tum,
Yeah.
neither you, aham, nor me. Very simple, huh? Jatu nasam, na tvam, neme, janadipa. Janadipa refers to Jan Adipa. Adipa means Adhyaksha, king, Jan, people's king. So you, me, and all the other kings. Huh?
Yeah.
Never there was a time. And then he talked about the Kala. Na chaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayam atakum. So na chaiva, na piche, in the past. Bhavishyama, bhavishya means future. Sarve means all of us. So the aham, tvam, and sarve, the 3 sentences there. Vayam atah param will always be existing. So if we learn little words, it will be very helpful. So going forward, you should be able to translate the verse at least to an extent. I'm not saying full translation of yourself. Then you don't have to cram the verse. You look at the verse, you know the gist of the verse very quickly. Huh? We're trying. I'm also learning. Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
So yeah, that's what Lord is saying, that we are individuals. So in the purport, Prabhupada says that Mayavadi is saying that we are impersonal. He's defeating that by this thing, and yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Vidyamata, you want to say something? Because you're raising hand. Okay. So this is one of those major verses where Mayavadi gets defeated straight away, and this is some plot. I can't remember this one. He said Mayavadi struggle to translate these verses, put commentary on these verses, and they do some word jugglery. And there are Bhagavad Gita, many Bhagavad Gita verses like that. The Bhakti concept or the individuality concept is very clear, but they do some word jugglery around it. Anyway, so Nafevaham, so me, you, and all the kings. So this is the verse of eternity of individuality. Huh? Individual is eternal.
Prabhupada says like if you are not a devotee, you'll not be able to understand that
Yes.
as it is. They gave the example of licking the honey bottle from outside.
From outside, yeah.
So if you're a devotee, only you'll get the actual gist of Bhagavad Gita.
Just on that, I remember one example when devotee gave very nice. People like watching cricket. Huh? So, but once you play cricket, it's more fun, isn't it? I'm sure you all have played the cricket sometime in your life. When you play, when you put a six, yeah, the emotions you get, and if someone claps at you, feel good. Huh? Be honest. I felt good. When the other colleagues didn't feel good because they said the ball chala gaya, tum leke aao. Ball is gone out on the boundary. Anyway, so the point here is when we play the game, when we lick the actual honey, that's better than licking the honey bottle from outside. You can appreciate it, but you can't taste it. So Mayavadis are also like going around Krishna in the Brahmajyoti. They're not able to have the relationship with Krishna. And that's why they come back, Prabhupada writes, after a long time, what they call is eternity. They fall down. Okay, let's move forward. Unless Prabhuji, you want to add something? Okay. Anyone? Yes, Prabhuji.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, this is for the life that actually transfers from one body to other body, right? What
Not
about,
really. We have not talked as yet, Prabhuji. So Krishna is just saying, you are individual, I am individual, and everyone else is individual.
and there was never that ever anyone will be there.
Yes, cease to
Now,
exist. Yes,
that's where my question is.
Yes, Prabhuji.
When he's saying in the future also we all will be there, or these people will be there, how does it actually relate to the devotee when he actually goes back to Godhead?
But he is existing. The devotee is existing. Now, today, Prabhuji, you are wearing a white kurta, for example. Tomorrow, you will wear a red kurta or a red t-shirt. You're saying, today you're sitting in North Sydney, tomorrow you're sitting in Glenfield or at your birthplace somewhere. So, devotee goes to Godhead. So what? Body is nothing, literally. It's just a cover.
The soul existence.
Soul. Yeah,
the soul
individual.
has
You as an
existed
individual always existed. Now, Krishna always existed. Arjuna always existed. And all the kings always existed. Even we were there somewhere that time in some universe, in some lila. So we always existed. Is it not clear? We're not talking about the bodies here.
No,
We're talking about the individual souls here.
My question is simple.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I didn't get it.
Okay. If Krishna is saying that they all existed and they were existing at all times,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The platform at which that Krishna is explaining, is it on the soul level? Is what I'm asking. So
Yes.
it's on the soul level. So that means even if the soul come back to body and then it's always it takes rebirth.
Just the
that's one
location
aspect
changed.
of understanding.
Yeah.
And the other one is if the soul is liberated or if they're going back to Godhead, then that means the soul exists in the spiritual planet.
Just
Am I
location
correct to say?
change.
Yeah, that's
You're-
what I meant to ask.
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
that is correct, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Like your location changes, you're still Mahavasupuru. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Your
wanted.
body can change, your location can change. So Arjun may change body or other things may change body. Their location today they're in Hastinapur or say in India, tomorrow they'll be another planet somewhere, or they may be going to Godhead. But Krishna as a father looking at me, my kid is in Sydney today. Now my kid is in London today. Tomorrow he's in New York. So what it matters? My kid. Huh? New York, London, Sydney, doesn't matter. So Krishna, he always exists. Huh? He's always my kid.
Thank you.
Okay, 13. Someone online would like to do? We have, who is online? Sakhi Radhika Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear?
Yes, Mataji, I can hear you.
So in this verse, Lord is saying that,
Very, very popular.
like, yes, the photo which is we have always seen. It is De Inusminyata, they like where here, like every body, like the body is changing again and again, and from boyhood to youth to old age, and the soul similarly passes into another body at death. Dhira is the word used for the sober person. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So here again, I think it's a continuation to the individuality again, where again Srila Prabhupada is bashing the Mayavadi philosophy, and uh, uh, and Krishna is also taking, like, the way Lord is explaining here is that he's explaining Arjuna, even though Arjuna knows it, like he from the previous verses where where he's saying a lot of things where it is understood that he knows the philosophy, but again Krishna is putting it on a very simple yet like it's something like when I read these purports, I understand that we know things, but again we watch them but we don't see through them, things like that. So Krishna is explaining it in more simpler form. Yeah.
And what's the keyword? If you have to ask the keywords in this verse, let's pick up some keywords. Dehi. Deha we all know. So Deha, Dehi and Deha. Very simple. Yeah. So Dehi.
Embodied and in the body.
Deha is the body. Dehi is the. And Krishna will use other words as well. Sharirina, for example, used later. Shariri. So Sharir, Shariri. Deha, Dehi. So who is important? Deha or Dehi? Dehi. But for Dehi, Dehi is the all important thing. That's what Krishna is saying. It's important. You should look after your body. But it's everything. Your kurta is everything in the world. Come on, that's not everything. Huh? It has its importance. I look after my kurta, not throw my kurta around. But it's not everything in the world. It has its own importance. But we give due diligence to that kurta and then move on. It's torn, it's all right. Get a new kurta. So Deha and Dehi. And Kaumaram refers to which age group? Boyhood, matlab kya?
5 to
Youth.
5 to 10 is Kaumar. Balyavastha is 0 to 5. When Balyavastha, and then Kumaravastha, and then Paugandavastha. Pauganda refers to 10 plus 15, and then Yavan is 15 plus. Krishna's age in spiritual world is what? Kirna? 16. 16. Krishna is 16. And it says he's entering into 16. What is Radharani? Radharani is 16. Yavan, Yuvati. Actually, her name is, one of the name is Yuvati. But,
14.
She's 14. Hare Krishna. Thank you. She's almost turning 14. And why? The scriptures give reason. We'll talk later. So, Dehe, Kaumaram, Yavanam, as the soul passing through, and then Prabhupada writes a very simple example. We all say, we see some kid, I see Adit say, for example, after 5 years, itna bada ho gaya hai, huh? How big he has become, huh? When he came, what was his body's weight? Probably 2-3 kilos, something like that. Mataji remembers. Something like that. Huh? All the kids come within that range. Huh? But now his weight will be like 20 kilos. Something like that. 18 kilos. He's everything. Oh, looking around. No problem. No problem. You're doing well, Prabhu. So from 2.7 kilos to he's grown to 18 kilos within 5 years. Who has done it? Not you and me. Nature is doing it. Huh? We are doing our job, but we are not like, chalo aaj body badhate hain. Huh? We want to increase the body. We're not working like that. It's just happening by Mother Nature. So, but we know this is the same person who was born in that particular place or hospital. Now he has taken this sort of body, and tomorrow he may be taller than you. But the person is same. I'm Adip, or he is my son or daughter. Similarly, Jara, at the Jara, Tatha Dehantar. So the 3-4 bodies are already changed. At Jara also the body will change. What's the big deal about it? Tatha Dehantar Prapti. Dhira Sutarnamayati. Who's called a Dhira? Who's a sober person? In English language, at least, sober, Prabhupada writes as sober. Dhira, the sober. Who's called a sober in English language? Who does not drink alcohol? Huh? That's it's right, actually.
Actually, I didn't understand. What is sober means? What is actual in a common layman term?
Yes.
Sober was in senses.
Huh?
No.
So we'll translate from forward to backward. So sober, let's pick the sober, we'll come to the dhira. The sober is does not drink. So who does not drink, his senses are supposedly under control. One who drinks, his senses may not be under control. He may be lying in a gutter and someone say, Prabhu, can I help you? No, I'm all right. I'm all right. He's lying in a gutter. He said, I'm all right. He doesn't know where he is and what he's supposed to do, what he's not supposed to do. Sometimes Prabhupada says, a drunkard doesn't even know he has clothes on or no, because he just doesn't know about it. So similarly, dhira, the opposite of dhira would be adhira. He doesn't know what I should lament on, what I should not lament on. But a dhira person, a pandit person, he knows, because you are sober, you're not drunk. So material bodies, it says material illusory energy is like drinking alcohol, You get so much absorbed in that state that you think everything is this. Some people kill so many other people or jivas just to maintain the body. They do so many sinful activities just to maintain the body, accumulate more money, more money, more money. They think that I will never die. Everyone else is dying, but I will not die. So many movies you can think about, all the gundas. That's what they think. Everything is for my enjoyment. Because I will never die, I should accumulate everything in the world. Because I will never die. They never even think about this word, death. You call this word, they say, why you have to talk all these negative things? So a dhira person is not drunk. Not drunk here is not a physical alcohol here, not drunk with a material illusory energy, but quite well aware of your situation and what's the reality. That's why you're called a dhira. Is it okay? Adhira has multiple meanings. Will not go here too much. Prabhupada actually writes about Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also Adhira. So in that instance, Prabhupada writes another definition of Dhira. He says, Lord Shiva was doing meditation. Long story short, where should I start? Anyway, 80,000 years he was doing meditation, and demigods needed Lord Shiva to produce a son. So Mother Parvati went, and Prabhupada writes that, touched the private parts of Lord Shiva, but he was still undisturbed. Prabhupada says, this is Dhira. This is Dhira. We are not Dhiras. We don't. Arjun was a Dhira. Give an example, when Arjun went to Sargloka and Urvashi offered the green card of Sargloka. She said, come and enjoy with me. What did Arjun say? No, I can't. Now, who will be able to deny that unless the person is fully sense controlled? He's a devotee. Haridas Thakur, when a Vaishya comes, he's like, no problem, just come and sit. No problem. He was completely Dhira. He was not disturbed at all. Not with even with his mind. That is called Dhira, who is not drunkard with the illusory energy. He knows clearly what's my position, what's this person's position. He can deal with the situation correctly. That's Dhira. But if you are not able to handle the situation, you're not a Dhira. So what Krishna is saying, you should become Dhira. It's all right. It happens. With many bodies have already changed. I think somewhere I was listening to lecture, it says our body cells are constantly changing. We all know that. That much science. Our cells are dying and they're getting regenerated again and again. Some cells have the life of 1 day, 2 days. Some cells live only for a few minutes. The maximum length of a cell, the maximum age of a cell in our human body is 7 years. That's the maximum age. Which cell is that? I don't know. Don't ask me that. But maximum age is 7 years. So Prabhupada said, if you eat prasadam, only prasadam, cooked by devotees and offered nicely to Krishna, after 7 years, your bodies become prasadam. And that's why Prabhupada said, just by eating prasadam, every bite, you're going back to Godhead. It's very scientific, actually. Because your cells are changing. Your cell has become prasad now. It's come up with the energy. Energy is Krishna prasad. So after 7 years, actually, your body is completely changed. Everyone's body. We may look similar, but we are changed, actually. Every single cell of the body is changed. Millions and billions of cells are dying, Prabhuji, at every stage. So if you just eat prasad, which we all do, if we don't, then we should. Should the prasad. Guru Maharaj says, not this packet of chips from the supermarket. That is prasad. This is prasad. Our devotee has cooked. If you are not a good cook, come back to Mohit Prabhuji. He can teach you many dishes. He can cut the vegetables like a machine. I've seen his hand. So there are devotees around to help us. But the point here is become dhira. Okay, let's move forward.
Guru just got stuck in the I think what you told, no, in Vrindavan, one Guru Maharaj told, like some will go to back to Godhead, some will go after a few life, and some will not go.
Yes.
But all are chanting 16 rounds following regulative principle. Then why they will not go? I just got my mind got stuck there actually.
Okay, so every morning when you attend Tulsi Aarti, after Tulsi Aarti, we chant one verse. What is that verse? No, after Tulsi Aarti.
No.
Bahut janma kare yadi
Even if we chant, and we will not.
Verse kya hai? Verse.
bahut janma kare yadi shravana kirtana
Tabu tana paya Krishna pade premadana. Bahut janma tak. After many verses, you are doing Shravan Kirtan. You are there. But tabu tana paya Krishna pade premadana. You are not able to achieve the Krishna pade premadana. You are not able to achieve the love of Godhead. Why? Because of these 10 offenses. The living entities are constantly, including us. Degree will vary, are involved in sin and offenses, and that's why our devotional service, which we are doing, are not acting quickly on us. But eventually it says everyone will one day or other go back. And when it will, Radhanath Maharaj said, actually, you're stuck in a small problem or a big problem. One day you'll have no problem. When you will have no problem, Maharaj said, when Mahavishnu will breathe in, all the universes will go in his body. No problem. Isn't it? You're in a big problem, small problem. One day you'll have no problem. But before you get to that no problem stage, get out. Get out. Is it okay? No? It's a matter of faith. Unless we have faith, we will never go back to Godhead. Sorry. And not only faith, 100% faith is needed. That's a pre-qualification to enter into that IIT.
So you should have complete Sharanagati.
Complete, that's the word. Complete, right?
But it's very difficult, bro.
It's difficult, but still. But Prabhupada said,
because we always have the tendency to do in our own way. We never depend on the Lord. General tendency, I'm just saying. Maybe when you are completely sick, or then we may think of little bit. As soon as you get over,
yeah. Hare Krishna, I'm Balwan.
We think we are the doers.
That's true, Prabhu. You're right. So that's how our situation is. It's difficult, but it's possible. And one day we will get so frustrated that material energy will lose the hope. Today we have hope because some projects are successful, some are failure. We think the one who are successful, hey, I'm so good, I am good, I have done it. One day we'll get fully frustrated by Lord's mercy, and then it's a Lord, ab nahi chahiye. I don't want it anymore. Please finish this business, take me there. Gajendra says that. Initially Gajendra says, save my body. It's in the prayers of God. But finally Gajendra says to Lord, actually I don't want this body anymore. Kag Bhushandi was asked, you want to change the body, or in a kag body, or in a crow body? Why don't you change a human body or demigod? Lord said, I can give you anything. Change this body, like we're wearing an old kurta. Change kurta, Prabhuji. I don't want it. Kag Bhushandi said, I don't want to change the body. In this body, I'm able to remember Krishna, Lord Ram, perfectly. Why should I change body? Why should I bother changing the body? Who will go here and there? I'm happy chanting Hare Krishna. So one day that situation will come. Okay, I think I see two hands. Rupam Ujjwala Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, just a quick comment and a bit of clarification. Like, when we talk about Mayavad, the philosophy, they say that, once a soul is liberated, it merges into Brahman. Now, we talk about Sayujya Mukti. So in the Sayujya Mukti also, the comparison can be made with the fish in the river water. When the river water merges with the ocean water, it's all merging, but the fish still maintain their individuality. So but they fail to see that, the Mayavadis, they don't understand this. So is that correct?
Yes, Mataji. This analogy is given by Rupa Goswami in the beginning of Nectar of Devotion. Mayavadi considered as a water merging into river, but Rupa Goswami tells we are like the fishes, we are like aquatics. The word he uses, aquatics. The aquatics in the river, even after merging into the ocean, it still remains there, like a kachua, little fish or whatever is in the river, and the river merges into the ocean. That kachua still remains. So we are like those aquatics. Yes, Mataji, that is correct. The analogy is different here. And actually someone said, like in Sankarshan Maharaj Adhikari said, even if you consider scientifically, the particles in the river water still remains in the ocean water. You can't find it. That's your incapacity. The particles is still there. So there is no such thing called merging. Individuality is always maintained. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bhakti.
Prabhu.
Yeah. Rupam Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, I'll be quick. Prabhu, understanding the definition of a sober / dhira person, is it correct to say that and the definition that we learned about Aryan in 2.2, they are the same?
Yes. So Arya, I give a very simple definition. What's the definition of Arya? So the word used was anarya. Krishna said to Arjuna is anarya. What is the simple definition of Arya?
The one who understands
Understands the difference between body and soul.
Body and the soul.
He has little bit of step forward, Prabhuji. He has internalized that knowledge fully and he's acting on it. So one is knowing, one is acting it.
Okay.
So Arya also would know and sort of act, but Dhira is full Dhira. I gave the example of Lord Shiva given by Prabhupada.
Yeah.
That's not a little Dhira. Complete Dhira. He has full control over senses. No, like Madan, which is calm, they went to disturb Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was not disturbed. Yeah, finally he got into anger, but with the calm, with the lust, he was not disturbed at all. At all. So Prabhupada writes, he's a Dhira. Lord Shiva is a Dhira.
Okay.
We have Dhira Prabhu in our community. Very nice. So his Guru Maharaj gave his name as Dhira. It's a very deep name. Very, very deep name. Very nice name. Okay, let's move forward. We're still doing the revision. But it's good to talk because our concepts get clear.
Sorry, Prabhuji, on this note only,
Yes.
it could be unrelated, but what I just want to understand, what is the journey of the soul? Like, how does it happen? Like we change, when we were talking about this verse, the soul changes one body to the other.
Yes.
So how does it go? Like the soul, I'm sure, might not be going directly or immediately.
Yes,
there must be some, and based on the good karmas and bad karmas.
Yes,
so how does it happen for a devotee, for a non-devotee? How does all
I'll give a short answer. The answer is given by Krishna in 2:20. Vasansi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya. So we'll talk about that there. Short answer is 3-stage process happens. So one stage, as I said, soul gets out of the body and it stays in a parking lot somewhere. The parking lot can be a Pitra Loka, can be a Swarg Loka, because I'm talking parking lots, otherwise you'll eventually. In the 3rd stage, you'll be given a judgment in the parking lot that, you go to any place, you have to stay in the queue before you get your number. And once you get your number, in India, we used to go to doctors and wait. So to get the number also, you have to wait. So once you get the chit, number 42 or whatever, then you have to wait when the doctor calls you or his assistant calls you. Just like that. So
what is that called, Prabhuji, that waiting area or whatever?
So the soul's waiting area, generally, for the soul who has done some pious activity and some sinful activities, is Pitraloka. Pitraloka, you wait for the judgment. And then based on the judgment, you go to Patala Loka, where your sentence is executed. Like, okay, a simpler example. If someone has done a crime, there's a court case on him or her. So the court will take its own journey, whatever, 6 months, 1 year in India, sometime 40 years. My father was fighting, I'm also fighting, my son is also 3 generations. Waiting period. In that waiting period, you're just staying. So based on the severity of the crime, if the crime is very, very severe, that person may be sentenced immediately for something. But half, not sure. So you have a court case on you. And then you stay sometime house arrest, sometimes even you can go out, you can get a bail, and sometimes case is still going on, but you're not so severe case. You can still go going on. But after the case is resolved, judge will say, okay, put him in the jail for 14 years or whatever. Or no, he was completely innocent, release him. So similarly, so souls have multiple places. So souls wait in the parking lot, wherever the parking lot in Swargloka or in Patraloka, they go finally. Generally, it's Pitraloka. Pitraloka means a soul who has done mixed karma, some pious activity, some sinful activity, which we all belong to. We have done some good activity, some bad activity. So in Pitraloka, we wait for the judgment. And while we are waiting for the judgment, what happens in the Prithviloka? Because they don't have any possession, you are under arrest. So, and that police doesn't give you anything. So your son or daughter, your Kulvansa, has to give you water. And because their one day wait is 1 year of Prithvi. So that's why in September month, in the Shad period, so you give water to your father and forefathers, so that water gets converted to 1 year food for them. Because their 1 day is your 1 year. So every year you do it, but that's 1 day. So every day they get food. If they don't get food, they actually become very angry at the children here. And they, long story short, they go to Patal Loka and they become the Yamdutas and come back in the same family and grab those souls back to Patala Loka because they're angry at you.
What about like others, like Christians and all, they may not do all these things.
Huh?
So Christians,
Yeah.
they don't do all these things, but still they are believing in God.
Yes.
So what will happen? They don't have these kind of philosophies.
But that doesn't matter, Prabhuji.
No, still they have to go
you,
through
you
all
are
these
a
things.
Hindu or Muslim or Christian. When you go to America, you still have to follow
No,
American
no,
law.
but when Jesus Christ came, he didn't teach all these things. No?
Yes.
So they are not, what do you call it? Not qualified. I'm saying they don't know about this.
But Prabhuji, that doesn't matter. They are also a soul.
Yeah.
In the Krishna's creation, they're acting some good activities, some bad activities. They have some sort of beliefs, some sort of disbeliefs. They will be judged by Yamraj as per the Krishna's law, not as per their law.
So, but they don't give any food to their forefathers, right?
That's why they suffer. They suffer a lot. But based on their beliefs on God and how much they have done, Prabhupada also mentions they get some pious credits of that because they have done their belief perfectly. Many Christians are vegetarian. Many Muslims are vegetarian. They are vegetarian. You go to Vaishno Devi, most of the Muslim Pathan, they're all pure vegetarian. They don't even eat onion and garlic. They're Muslims. So they have some beliefs and that's why they get some credit. Maya Devi does give them credit for the good things which they have done. If they are not done, see, Maya Devi is going to judge as per their law. One photo Prabhupada has asked one of his Mataji disciples to make. All the Supreme Court judges will be judged by Yamraj and the Supreme Court judge is arrested like that. This is the picture. So Yamraj is sitting and the Supreme Court judge in a nice suit as per this and he is arrested there and he's waiting for his judgment. All these judges will first want to go back to Yamloka.
Then is it like, Jesus Christ, he will be, I shouldn't tell that because he will be made answerable because he didn't give the full.
No. Why? Because your kid goes to year 2. So the teacher in year 2 will only tell what your kid can take in year 2. Okay. When your kid goes to PhD, the professor will tell as per their level. So the teacher is not at fault. Teacher is just doing the job. But the soul has not been given that opportunity to learn this PhD. The soul is simple. You understand? So that's why our Vedic culture is super complex to understand. Mataji or someone asked that question. Why are we here? It's not easy to answer because it's super complex. We have to just understand how it's designed first. You cannot blame straight away. We start blaming many times, not all the time. We don't understand this. How does the credit card system work? How does this reporting and all that? It's very complex, isn't it? His whole team is working. They still struggle. They pull the hair first 10 days of each month. Aisa kaise ho gaya? It's complex. It's complex. So this is just a little system of a little bank. Krishna's creation is so big. We're talking of your desire. It's easy. It's very difficult. I think we should move forward.
Yes. So isn't that, sorry, Prabhuji,
burning question?
I'm very curious. No,
Yes,
the
Mata.
same question, but just wanted to understand more. So the same soul who has done some pious activities and some bad activities. So my understanding initially, I was thinking that he go to Swargloka for good activities and Narkloka for some time for bad activities.
But how
but it
do
doesn't
you
matter.
know that he has done enough good activity for Swargloka? For example, there has to be someone to judge you, and there's a waiting period.
So it's not like it's based
Immediate.
on Krishna or someone who takes the decision.
Yamaraj takes care of, generally speaking, not talking about devotees, of all the souls and all their karmas, and he has his process.
Okay.
Like you go to any place, there's a process there.
Okay.
Prakriti also has a process.
So based on our karmas, then we get
If you-
possession of another body. Or
Yes, Mataji. So you get Swargloka or Narakloka, or you become a human, you become a demigod, you may become Brahma next life. Who knows? Or you may go back to Godhead in next life. So, but when you become devotee, says Krishna takes care of those souls. Now, how he does that, that's another chapter altogether. That's also very complex. Mataji is happy or not very happy? I can't
Yes,
see
yes,
you.
yes.
Full
Sorry,
expression. That's okay.
I'm coughing, that's why.
That's okay, Mataji. Whatever works for you. I'm just saying. Sometimes it can be very confusing. Okay, let's move forward. There's another question.
Reverse.
I'm happy to answer questions. I love these questions.
Can I ask last question?
Haribol.
So Prabhuji, each soul has to go to Yamloka. So over there, Yamraj has to do judgment that if we
Pitraloka. Pitraloka is a parking lot for the soul. Yeah.
So
And from parking lot, I'll just explain that first. Like you're waiting, you're not so eligible to see Yamraj actually. Sorry, Yamraj is a devotee. He's a Mahajan, right? You're not many souls even see Yamraj. Yamraj is a big judge. Honestly, even materially, he's Mahajan. He's a devotee. People don't get to see Yamraj. Yamraj ke assistant hi dekhenge. Just imagine a normal scenario. A normal scenario.
Because
Can you meet with the president?
सुना है कि Yamlok में ही जाते हैं after the death. Every soul has to go to Yamlok.
Yamlok is an office. It's not an execution. Like suppose, someone getting a sentence to go to prison for 14 years. That place is not a prison house. That's a courtroom in the city, for example, right? In the city, there's a court. I'm sure, some of you would have worked for some certification or something. The court is not the prison house. Court, you get the judgment. Then as per the judgment, you get punished or rewarded. And then for punishment, you go Kalapani somewhere. Huh? You go to some jail somewhere. Severe crime, you go to a very severe jail. For a lesser crime, you go to a little jail. For very little crime, just warnings are given. Next time, please don't do it. That's something like that. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Huh? Yamloka, where Yamraj is?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
It is in Patal Loka, where all the 28 types of narkas are there. Yamloka is a temple actually. Yamraj is worshipping Lord Vishnu's deity is described. He's a devotee. He comes on the job on time. He does his judgment, looks after his family of Yamdutas and goes back. His job is to worship Krishna. That's what he's been doing. Okay, I hear something
Hare
else.
Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, one last question on the same discussion. So the waiting period is there in the Pitraloka and it takes 13 days, right? Just confirming that it takes 13 days to pass the judgment and then decide where the soul will go. Is that correct? 13 days?
I didn't say that. It depends, Mataji. I didn't say 13 days.
13 days is 13th day you get Sukshma Sharira. I think. When someone leaves the body, till
That's
13
another
yeah,
story
that's
of that.
different.
I didn't say 13.
No, आपने नहीं बोला Prabhuji, but I was just thinking because we do the Teraba and all that, we do the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13 day ceremonies. So I was thinking maybe after 13 days, the soul gets the next destination.
The soul just leaves the family basically. It says 48 to 72 hours is the immediate leaving, but soul's final connection is get done on 13th day or 3rd day. The two philosophies there. And then soul moves forward. It doesn't mean soul gets a judgment. Judgment may take many years of human years. Sometimes judgment is quicker as well, because if you read Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, it takes 1 year for soul to even reach to Pitraloka. Just 1 year of human years to reach to Pitraloka, and then they have to wait as per their again eligibility. If a big officer comes, he has to wait less. In Tirupati, a big officer comes, wait less, or you pay extra money, wait less. But if you're a normal person, wait 30 hours in the queue. Same procedure, but in a very sophisticated way, in a very honest way, because it's Krishna. You're not paying any goose bribe to anyone there. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
The whole journey of soul. I haven't even started today's topic, is it? It's nice though. But we have to go to Srimad Bhagavatam and consult many things. Okay.
So sorry, Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji. I'm very happy. Please don't take it like that.
When talking, you said soul desires. But generally, the understanding that soul is impure, but is the soul desiring or the mind and intelligence?
Soul desire. Mind and Prabhu, your mind and intelligence are is material.
That's the one which is covering the soul.
Yes,
So that
because
is influencing the soul.
Prakriti influencing the soul as per soul's desire, because soul's desires are contaminated, and that's how Prakriti deals with you. Suppose, for example,
So that's why I'm asking. Is the soul contaminated or?
Soul's desire, soul's consciousness is contaminated. Yes. Yeah. And based on the contaminated consciousness, you get similar.
Generally, they say soul is pure.
Soul in the pure form is pure, but right now the soul has this misconceptions about itself, and the misconceptions is I'm a free king myself. I'm Ishvara. I can enjoy, and that misconceptions are.
That misconception is based on the conditioning of the mind and the.
No, but soul itself has that. Mind is a facility to fulfill that desire. Suppose your kid wants whatever, pasta or whatever. And he may want a pasta which is contaminated, for example. Then you say, I'll make nice pasta for you at home, right? So you come home and you take atta and whatever else is needed to make a pasta, you make a nice pasta for them. So our misconception at the moment is to enjoy some rubbish food outside. Our father, our guru says, come back home, we'll give you nice food. But that's a transition journey which we are having right now. It's our desire is soul's desire, which is impure. Your boy doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. And you're trying to convince your boy because you're a good father. You don't want to drag your boy home. So you're telling your boy, please understand what is right and what is wrong. And then when you take a good decision, you come home, I'll give you not pasta, I'll give you 200 course meal for you. I've got everything. You don't have to struggle and eat some stale food in this shop. Is that okay? Yeah. Very good. Thank you. Anyone else has? No, it's a nice discussion. Honestly, I like this. Sometimes we should have question answer sessions, but we have to cover up some verses as well. One thing I was thinking just on this point while we are here, we missed out one class on long weekend. Maybe if everyone is okay, we can have one midweek class, 1 week, just to cover a few extra verses. Will that be okay? Online. So like weekend we have this physical class and weekday we can have, just to cover up that extra. Not extra, actually cover up our missed weekend. We can do that sometime.
Or you can do a lecture on soul.
Prabhu, this will not be enough. To be very honest, Prabhuji, this needs a 7 days discussion.
Give some basic idea. That's what
I've given basic ideas. 7 days is not enough, Prabhuji. Honestly, it's so much there. But again, the point is, in Bhagavad Gita, what is written, if you understand it, you can move forward. There's so many things to know from this Purana, that Purana. But I think you get some idea in this discussion.
But then that's inquisitiveness.
Inquisitive comes. Please write it and we'll try to resolve. That's why we are here, to help each other. Okay, let's go to 2:14. So 2:12 is the eternity of individual, right? Everyone is individual. So Krishna didn't go inside the body and he said, you, me, and king. Like that's how we talk. So just talking a casual general language. But all Krishna said, you always existed. Now Krishna is zooming in and going to individual, 2:13. What is the 2:13? So we have covered the individual as individual, like normal conversation individual. Then he covered the soul. Now he says next step, which is 2:14. What is next step? 2:14. Everyone knows that verse. Now who is on Zoom? Done. Rupam Prabhu, Hare Krishna. 2:14. You can say a few words, please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. So Prabhu, I'll start with the translation. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise and from sense perception, O sign of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So, Prabhu, Krishna is a couple of things, Prabhu. First is Krishna is calling Arjuna by two names. One is Bharata and also Kaunteya, which ultimately he's trying to refer is you come from a really heavy heritage. So heavy heritage comes with great responsibility. So, be responsible towards your Kshatriya roles and duties. The second thing which we discussed in the last class was about Krishna saying that don't get bewildered, don't learn to tolerate everything that happens. And as we discussed, there are three things one should control, one at body level, mind level, and ego level. And with the body, it's you use the term Shitoshna. And for mind, it's about the happiness and distress. So one should be Shitoshna during happiness and also during distress period. And with ego, it's the ability to absorb personal insult. So if one can, so that's what Krishna is asking Arjuna to should be able to control. And also he's in a way boosting Arjuna that, get up and fight. Later on, he will say that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. That's very nice. So we understand the three different levels. One is physical level, mental level, and then the spiritual, ego level. Spiritual is not come as yet. So Krishna is saying tolerate, because you're not this body, you're a soul, and these changes in the body will come and go. And while you're in the body, some matra sparsha, like while you're in the body, whether you're a boy or a girl or your youth or your old person, some sparsha will happen. Some sparsha means some touch of your senses with the sense objects will happen. And with that, some action, the action will happen. So just agama paino. So they are agama, they come and they go. Apaino, they come and go. They appear and then they disappear. But that is very temporary. So don't get too much bogged up about these things. So whatever comes in that particular situation, just tam titiksha sava bharata. And I also explained titiksha sava means tolerance. Tolerance for what purpose? That we should know very clearly. Tolerance for what purpose? Tolerance for being a devotee. So this does not mean someone is beating you up and you are staying and Krishna says tolerate. No, that's not what it means. Someone is throwing your weapon on you or agni on you. You have to run away. You cannot follow this verse just word to word like that. The purpose of this verse is, in that big journey, if a small thing happens, don't change your goal. If you're going for a Nobel Prize, you're going to get Nobel Prize. You're passing by on a road and someone starts, saying some bad words to you on the road. Will you stop the car, get out of the car, give one or two laugh to that person? You're getting late. Rashtrapati, president is waiting for you. What is more important for you that day? Nobel Prize. Whole world. He's just a drunk man. He's just saying something. Doesn't know what he's saying. You'll not be too much bothered about it, will you? I will not be, because you're going to get such a big thing. So the big thing here is Krishna Prema, Krishna Loka. In this body, something here and there will always be there. This is a place like that. So we'll not be too much bogged up in those things. But to save your life, to look after your body, you do what you need to do. So please take this verse very nicely. Now, Baldev Vidyabhushan, Vishwanath Thakur actually talks about, I could not cover this last week. I think I started it. Talks about 4 types of tolerances in this particular verse. And again, this is again leading to our devotional life we are talking. We're not talking about a physical body and physical thing that you deal with it, It's not too much talked about in Shastra, just because it is talked about, but not too much, because don't worry about this kurta so much. Look after it, make it clean, wash it regularly, and that's about it, So do what you need to do with the body, but in the mind level or the ego level or the spiritual level, there we have to get the intelligence. Now the whole world is getting intelligence just to maintain this body. Isko kaise maintain? How are you going to maintain the body? They don't think anything more than the body. So Titikshava is a very great word. So we have to look from a contextual perspective, and then there are divisions in that. So Rupa Prabhu gave these 3 levels, which I think we spoke last week. So there are another 4 levels given by Vishwanath Thakur. So it says there are 4 types of tolerance which we should do. Because we live in the world, those things will provoke you. So when they provoke you, when you are aware of your enemy, then you can deal with the enemy better. If all of a sudden someone punches you, like, what happened? You see your little boy, say, someone coming through, running towards you, what do you expect? He will come and jump on you. You're sort of getting ready, If your back has a problem, you'll go against the wall. So you know what I'm saying. So when a boy is coming with so much enthusiasm, if all of a sudden someone jumps at you, what happened? Even a cockroach comes, a little cockroach can disturb you. So all this Shastra is telling out about our enemies very openly. So when we know our enemy, we know where they sit, how they act, we can deal with them in a better way. That's why devotees are many times, dhira. They are not disturbed with the external changes so much. This is the word, it happens. So he talks about 4 types of tolerances, so which we can discuss. So first one is Vega Saishnuta. So I will use the Sanskrit word, then I will translate. Veg, V-E-G, Veg. We will talk about these Vegas in NOI when we come to NOI. So Veg Saishnuta. Tolerate the Vegas, tolerate the urges. How many urges are there as per Rupa Goswami?
6.
Tell the verse, Mataji. Vacho Vegam, Godha Vegam, Jihva Vegam. There are 6 Vegas, Rupa Goswami. So Vishwanath Thakur tells us we should tolerate these urges. Same thing. Both acharyas are telling the same thing. So, for example, a kam or lust comes, so tolerate the lust. Krodh comes, tolerate the lust. And he has given examples as well. Just don't have time. We have one whole 1 hour seminar just on these types of tolerances. So anyway, so Vek Saishnu, so calm, Krodh, Lobh, especially he talks about these three tolerances. So when a calm comes, dust comes, Krodh, anger comes, or greed comes. If you have more than me and I become greedy for your possessions, we should quit them immediately. Krishna also says in 16.17, 16:21 that these are the three free way to hell. We should quit them immediately. Narka sedem dwaram. So they are dwar of narka. You should give them up immediately. What are the three things? So all the six Vegas should be dealt with properly, but these three are main. What are the three main? Calm, Krodh, and Lobh. So lust, greed, and anger, they should be given up straight away. So you should tolerate them. When greed comes, maybe I can cheat someone and get extra dollar. Immediately get out. Get out. Right now you can get $1. You have to pay $100 with interest in many janmas. So calm, Krodh, and Lobh. He says Saishnu means tolerate them. Then he talks about Dvanda Saishnuta. Dvanda means duality of this world. This world will sometime treat you very nicely, sometime will mistreat you. It happens with all of us. Sometimes someone praises us like anything. Hare Prabhuji, ye wo, ye wo. Lal Mohan Prabhu says in Hindi, he says, I'll say in Hindi, जिसने आज हाथी पर बैठाया है वो कल गधे पे जरूर बैठाएगा. One who has put you on elephant today is praising your Lord. Tomorrow he'll put you on the donkey. It will happen sooner or later. So don't expect, this is my best friend. Just wait. Prabhupada said best friend becomes best enemies. It happens in the world. We have seen it. So Dvanda Saishnuta. A cold comes or a winter comes, we tolerate. We see that. It's given in the verse as well. So man, apman, dvanda, sukh, dukh, they are called dvanda. Sometimes you'll be in a comfortable situation, sometimes you'll not be in a comfortable situation. Just tolerate. Prabhupada gave the example of the lady cooking in the heat of May, June in India. She's working very hard for the family. She's tolerating dvanda for a higher purpose. So we are also tolerating this for what? Higher purpose. We'll see what the purpose is. Krishna will explain everything very nicely. And par utkarsh saishnuta. So par utkarsh refers to if someone is growing in the life. Everyone is appreciating that person. Here, take the example in our community. It can be general example or a community example. So let's say in a community, if someone is getting a lot of praises, all the devotees are going, Prabhu, his classes are very good. Your classes are all right. He does nice deity worship. He does very nice cooking. Everyone is garlanding him and recognizing him. Like, I've been here in 13 years. He only came 2 years ago. Are they all mad? I'm so good as well. I also know 5 verses. So all this is called envy. In plain Hindi, is called envy. So if that happens, now real devotees doesn't do all that. But if that happens, which happens many times, if not all the times, what we should do? Tolerate. This person is more eligible than me, right? Now devotees become actually happy. When someone gets glorified, a real devotee gets happy. How you can understand if your daughter gets a prize in school, will you feel envy about your daughter? You feel proud. My boy's got little trophy in the school. They'll show to your neighbor, Prabhuji, my boy got. You feel happy about it. Sometimes to encourage, and even in your heart, you feel great about it. Your brother, sister gets some award somewhere. You feel great about it. You don't feel envy. You only feel envy when we have no relation with the person. So, par utkarshan saishnuta. And the fourth one, he says, par mat saishnuta. Par mat means another's opinion. In this world, everyone has a different opinion. Par mat. Par mat means opinion, par means others. Others' opinion you should tolerate. Many times there are disagreements in family or in communities or in countries because you have a different opinion than me. You should tolerate that because this world we will have differences of opinion. In English, they use this sort of differences of opinion. They don't call quarrel, they call differences of opinion. It will exist. It will exist. In Bhagavatam, we see in 11th canto, Dattatreya is talking about this guru, this little girl who is going to get married, and the guests come in the house for the proposal, and she has a lot of bangles in the house. So when she's working inside the kitchen, so her bangles are making noises. So she takes some bangles off. Bangles still making noise. So she keeps one bangle in this hand, one bangle in this hand. It's still making noise. Finally, she puts one bangle aside, only one bangle in the hand. And now no noise is coming. So Dattatreya says, anywhere will be two people, there will be some noise. In Hindi they call, jahan bartan honge, khanak hogi. So it's inevitable. Don't get disturbed about it. This person like orange, I like mango. Okay, Baba. You have your orange, you have your mango. Why are you fighting? You must like mango because I like mango. Not necessarily. He likes pasta. Let him have his pasta. Why you have to impose your opinion on others? Even gurus these days don't impose opinions. My spiritual master one day in Canberra, just in humor, he was saying previously, disciples had to be very, disciplined in front of guru, that my guru should not feel offended. Nowadays, guru has to be disciplined in front of disciples. Disciples should not feel offended. Should not take it literally, but the point is they leave. They leave. You won't believe, literally just few days ago, I got a phone call from a disciple of a spiritual master. And this person said to me clearly over the phone, I'm very angry at my spiritual master. And I could get the gist immediately. I was extremely busy. It's like 9 o'clock in the night. I'm extremely busy for next morning. Can we talk? Like, not today. I can't talk. I understand the matter, but I can't talk on this topic. Anyway, that phone call is still pending. So many like this phone calls, and we all feel sometimes. So my spiritual master is not sort of disciplined because they're so generous. My disciples should not leave. Even if they're doing little bit, let them do little bit. I remember my spiritual master telling someone in the Sydney temple, you should at least chant one round. He said that. What? If this guy is not doing anything, he's saying at least one round will keep you up. Because, it's just lost game. But they are so merciful, actually, so merciful. They want chalega. Prabhupada, so many stories we have of Prabhupada. Anything Prabhupada sort of tolerated. He cried even for his disciple. One disciple left, so he said to Mataji, please ask him to come back. He was crying. Prabhupada was crying when he was so compassionate. Mataji was saying he's doing that. Tell him to please come back. Now Prabhupada need the disciple. Prabhupada is so worried about one kid is gone out. He could have gone back to God. What is he trying to enjoy here and there? He's crying and he's saying, please ask him to come back. Please ask him to come back. So many incidents of Prabhupada.
Sorry for taking this question. I'm just trying to understand and imply it in our day-to-day life.
Yes,
so in the same example, when everybody is trying and we all get bewildered, we all get out of track. We are going in the devotional seven. Some or the other things comes up, and sometimes our tolerance also goes haywire.
Yes.
So, for a devotee, is there any way that we should be doing to make our tolerance level more and not being affected? I always wish that one day we will, by Krishna's will, we should be in that situation wherein all those things should not affect us, as per the Gita shlok. But we are nowhere closer to that. So what we should practice, or how we do?
As per Prabhupada, what you are doing, that's what you should do. That's what Prabhupada. Do devotional service, chant sincerely, follow Shastra, read Shastra, do a lot of Shravanam, and wherever possible, you share the message. When you share the message, you get more mercy than just by reading. Reading is also very nice, but you share. So these things help in the temple, serve Vaishnavas, all these things. Follow the process sincerely, you'll become sincere devotee fast. If you don't take it seriously, sincerely, it will take longer time. Like if doctor says, take 3 Panadols a day for your pain, you only take half of the Panadol. You take a little bit of Panadol. This is very bitter medicine. I don't like the medicine. So your medicine, your disease will take longer to go away because you're not taking the medicine as prescribed by the doctor. So if we follow the prescription of doctor, in this case Prabhupada, we will be out of this disease very fast. They're all mal, they're all contamination, all this Kam, Krodh, Lobh, which we feel, we welcome them, isn't it? When we become Krodhi in India, when we become Krodhi, people appreciate you. Sorry. Oh, bahut gusse wala, usse baat nahi karna. And he also feel ego, a lot of ego. No one talks to me, I'm so great. But Shastra is calling it a mal, it's a contamination. So, as per Prabhupada, just follow it. One day, this will all go away. Okay.
Can you please explain what Rupam put on those things?
Ask Rupam Prabhu. Move forward. We'll stuck here. Sorry. Okay, let's move forward. Anyone else has any? Oh, Madhuri Mataji has a question. Just 1 second, Prabhuji. Madhuri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, at that time when we were discussing before 4 varieties of tolerances we should have, I was thinking like, I was trying to connect our previous verses to this one. Like when we say about the he knows me verse, we were physically talking about physical body, right? And as we move on here, by the time we reached here, we are talking like matra spashas. That means that it's a sense perception. I think we are going deeper towards a subtle body, like mind, intelligence, and false ego. And then we are starting to talk about our subtle body. And then this tolerance is also related to our subtle body. Is that right, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. And we will see soon. Krishna has only introduced 4 conditions here. I talked about 6 conditions. Huh? So Krishna has introduced 4 here. Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukha. Man Apman he has only introduced. I told you, but it's not.
Yeah.
Later on, he will introduce the 5th and 6th as well. Yes.
So as we proceed, we will go more towards our subtle body. So the importance, as you said, like, in Shastras, they are never focused on a physical body. Instead, more on.
Not too much. Not
Yeah.
But not too much bothered. We are bothered about this, knowing the knowledge of this subtle science more than the physical science, just to look after the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, you had a point.
Talking about 4 points, just making 3 points.
We had only 3.
I said 4. I said 4. I said all 4.
Dvanda
So Veg Saishnuta, Dvanda Saishnuta, Par Mat Saishnuta, Par Utkarsh Saishnuta. Par Utkarsh means when someone is going higher, you should not feel envy about it. When someone has a difference of opinion, you should tolerate. It does not mean you change your opinion. Suppose you are a devotee, someone is a non-devotee. Prabhu, why are you wasting your time? That's Paramat. Okay, I should tolerate. I should also be. No, that's not what it means. Huh? What it means is, okay, you follow your path, I follow my path. I'm a Sai Baba. You want to become Sai Baba? Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Huh? Gopinath is enough. Huh? So like that, Paramat Saishnuta does not mean you change your right opinions. Huh? It means you follow your path and don't bother too much. If you are preaching, someone is not getting preached. What do? You become like that. ठीक है भाई, कल आएंगे. We'll come back again. Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu was also preaching. They could not preach the first day. They came second day, third day. Finally, it happened. We're not Nityananda Prabhu, but we'll try. If no one becomes devotee, no problems. At least we read, we learned something. We relished the Shastra. We are with Krishna. That's all right. That's why Prabhupada is saying, I'm not here to change anyone. I'm not here to change Muslims or Christians into Hindus. I'm not here for that. But I'm here to make you a better God-conscious person. Prabhupada said that. I'm not here to change your religion. You're Muslim, be Muslim, but be God-conscious. You're Christian, follow your Christianity nicely. Muslims actually does not allow you to eat meat or alcohol. Muslims, they clearly say that. Christians also. Now, it's all misinterpretation what's going on. But Prabhupada said, you just be a good person, good God-conscious person. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to change your external name or your dress, nothing like that. Okay, let's move forward. At least we can take the glory of doing 1 or 2 verses, Prabhu. Just finish the revision, huh? Okay, 15. This is very nice verse. Now you see from 2.12 to 2.11, when Krishna starts speaking, he is going deeper, as Madhuri Mataji was saying. So first he chastises Arjuna on 2.11, then 2.12 he says, you're individual. You don't have to worry about killing these people, even if they die. Now obviously you understand this section of the soul. Even if Bhishma Pitama Dronacharya dies, but they will remain because we always existed. They will exist. Then he talked about 2.13, Dainas Vinitha, and he just zooming for a particular body. He's saying, soul is constantly moving and changing bodies, and soul will jara at old age will change the body. Dhira should not be muhyati, should not be bewildered. And 14 is talking about while you're in the body, what's happening, right? He's zooming. Now you're saying, okay, I will tolerate all this, whatever you said. Suppose Arjuna says like that. What is the result of that tolerance? Yeah? We are very result oriented. Hum job pe jate hain. Why do we go to work? Paisa chahiye. We want money. Be honest. Without money, Mataji, will you go to work? No way. See, there's no love with the employer. Eh? So it's a transaction. Whether you go without pay, sometimes, no, never. Actually, even when you don't go, you expect to get paid today I'm on sick leave. If you're permanent, you expect. Suppose they don't pay you. You didn't come to work. You didn't. No, Prabhu, I'm permanent. I get sick leave. You're permanent. You got sick leave last week, huh? Carer's leave. We call it carer's leave these days. So we expect to get paid because we have that right. So similarly, Krishna gives very clearly, 215. What will be the result of 214? What will be the result of your tolerance? Right? Krishna is not putting any illusion. Just tolerate. Krishna, you're asking me to tolerate, but hame kya milega? What will I get? This is what you will get. 15. I think you can read 215.
Yam hina vetayantyate
Yam
purusham purusharshava samadukha sukham dhiram soamrutatvaya kalpate. Translation. O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation.
Certainly eligible for liberation. Now, what this liberation is, and he will zoom it later, but understand, he will get out of all this trouble. Yam, that person, he is certainly navyathyantete. He's not moved. He's a dhira. Yam hina, that person who tolerates, previous verse 214, navyathyante, purusham purushasabha. He is great amongst purusha. So not a person becomes great by his dress because I'm wearing an Armani suit, that's why I'm great. No, you're not great because you're wearing Armani suit. Krishna says, Yam hina vyathyantete, one who's not distressed. Vyathyantete means are distressed. One who's not distressed, he is great. Purusha Rishabha. Purusha Rishabha means, oh, best among men. So Krishna is calling Arjuna as, you are the best among men. You should not be vyathyantete. You should not be distressed about it. And then he goes back to the previous reminder. Sama, he is equal in sukha and dukha. He's sama. Sama, one who is sama in dukha and sukha, he is dhira, repeating the same word in 213, right? He's a dhira. So what's the definition of dhira? He's sama. Now, are we sama? If someone praises us, we like, yes, I am a great devotee. I'm a great leader. I'm a great CEO, whatever. And someone insults us, Hare, how can you? How did Prabhu Vaishnava Aparad? When you do Vaishnava Aparad, you never count. But someone else even does a slightest of it. You call him as a Vaishnava Aparadi. Huh? So, no, he's saying, Sama Dukha Sukham Dhiram. So, that person, Amratatvaya Kalpate. Amratatvaya means become eligible for liberation. Now, here, obviously, Krishna is not expanding on the word liberation, what different liberations are. Like Jola Mata, you're talking about the Sahajya liberation. There are 5 types of liberation. We'll talk later. So, the point here is you'll get out of the jail. That's a great thing for a person in the prison house for trillions of life to get out. What better? Ab kis ghar mein jayenge? You know, we will go in a 5-bedroom house or 4-bedroom. Dekh lenge. We'll see it later. Get out of the jail. That's the point here. So you should be sama. So the definition which we can get, a key point which you can get on this verse, sama. You should be sama. Now it's very difficult, very, very difficult. It will come after a lot of practice and a lot of blessings from Vaishnavas. But the point is, this is what our bar is. Sama, sukha. Koi sukh dega, someone will give us sukha, someone will give dukha. It's all right. Not getting puffed up because I'm so great, because my facilities are so great. Or if I don't have any place to live in today, I'm not going to complain to Radha Gopinath. Radha Gopinath, I gave so much donation. Today I don't even have a place to live in. That's all right. It's just normal. You go to Vrindavan, how many people sleep under the tree? Thousands of them. They don't have a fridge. They don't have a home, what to speak of fridge. This is in Vrindavan. Many of the Babajis, many, not all, don't even keep a food for the evening. Knowingly, purposefully, if they get 8 chapatis, they will have 2 or 3 chapatis, whatever they need. They give 5 chapatis away immediately, because they're called, if I keep 5 chapatis today, then I will be considered, I have given me 5 chapatis. If Radharani desires, she will send someone food in the night, and then chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's dependence on Krishna. Are we dependent, living in a 5-bedroom house, paying mortgages, working outside? We can be. It's not we can't be. We can be. But it's a big journey. Depending on Krishna, you look at your bank account immediately. As soon as you are a fear of losing the job, someone is restructuring. You call it restructure these days? All gone through. Restructuring. What do you mean? They're sacking you out? Get out. No more. They give you some money, 1-2 months salary. They get out. What do we? First thing you look at, kitna mortgage bacha, how much savings I have, isn't it? Look at Gopinath picture, not really. Maybe look at another job, please. Our dependency is very, very low, very, very low. That Babaji just imagine they don't have food for the evening. Even if they get it, now you can say, oh, he doesn't have it. No, they get it and they give it away. That's great. That's great. Mrigari does that. Narad Muni's instruction, you never keep extra. Whatever you don't need, give it away. That's how he became dependent on Krishna. When we get extra bonus, what do? We give away to Gopinath. $10,000 extra bonus. Very nice. Maybe upgrade the car, upgrade the carpet, upgrade the curtains. No, upgrade Gopinath temple, give 10,000 away. Then you generate the detachment. We're not detached because we are not making the situation. Detachment means it's Gopinath's money, 10,000. Gopinath, ask Gopinath, what do you want me to do? He will tell you. I'm telling you, he will tell you. He will not talk to you, but he will talk to you. Ask him. It's his money. I never generated that money. Any extra facility we get, we should ask Gopinath. Again, in a proper way, and he will tell you what to do with it. We become the owner, and that's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. Probably thousands and thousands of lives will be chanting Hare Krishna, will not go back to God. Bhakti Thakur tells one man was chanting Hare Krishna, he became a Brahma Rakshas. The story tells. We'll talk about that story later. Just remember that. So, by chanting Hare Krishna, he became a Brahma Rakshasa because he was doing so many aparadh. So, not necessarily. Sorry to say, the process is correct. Not following the process correctly makes it difficult. Okay, let's move forward. We got the result here. So we see that the series going from 2.11, so nice. So that's why I said Bhagavad Gita verse says, Bhurijan Prabhu says that, just in a perfect order. You cannot put like 214 before 213, bring 215 to 218. You can't do that. This is a perfect series. Krishna is presenting the knowledge in a very nice form and then going deeper and deeper slowly. Just making the background nicely.
Prabhuji, that fade, the example which you were sharing of Babaji, so that fade comes if we have no attachment, totally detachment from the world, then that fade will come.
No. Detachment from the world will never generate that fade. Attachment to Krishna will bring that fade. If you're completely detached, that's all right. That's not the best thing because you're detached. You're detached even Krishna, you're detached to Gopinath, Gopinath's service, Gopinath's name, Gopinath's katha. No. And that's actually Mayavad. Sorry, not complete detachment from the world. No, attachment to Krishna actually is considered more important than detaching from the world. And that's why they say, even you have, $1 million in your bank account, that's all right. Attach yourself to Krishna. Don't try to give it away. Just throw the money out. I'm detached from the money. One story we hear when Babaji was there in Vrindavan. So he will never touch the money. Sometime, one of his disciple well-wishers gave him some money. So, no, I'm not taking money. So one of his well-wishers, again well-wisher, put that money under the takia, under the pillow. Again, well-wisher, sometimes this Babaji may need money. And this Babaji came to know, no, he can't touch the money. There's no one in the house. So he was trying to sleep, he could not sleep. Because there's money there. He's so much detached, so-called so much detached. Oh, money, this money is there, this and that. He had to call someone to come and touch the money and take it out of the pillow. Then he said, now I can sleep. Now, Prabhupada, it's an incident told by our leaders. So Prabhupada went to, I think he was in Bombay one time. And Bhavananda Prabhu from Australia is a big, one of you knows. So he was collecting like not in thousands, in millions. So one time he went to, he was in Mayapur. So in Mayapur, Prabhupada is giving audience to some other people, some dignitaries. And Bhavananda Prabhu walks in. Prabhupada says, oh, very nice, come in. He has a big suitcase and he opens the suitcase. Guess what's in the suitcase? Cash money. And all these dignitaries, I have not seen this much money. This sadhu is getting this much money. And they're like, see, Prabhupada is like getting money. And these foreigners are giving him money. In front of them, Prabhupada saw the suitcase, whatever $1 million was there. He said, okay, 50 lakh for Vrindavan, 20 lakh for Bombay temple, and 30 lakh for BBT, and this and that. Many priests. So what's your question? That is called detachment, an attachment to Krishna. So we will sleep nicely if we have $1 million, no problem. If we think Krishna is the owner, the problem is we think I'm the owner. Ab to maza aa gaya. I can quit the job, no problem. What are you going to do after quitting the job? Just hang around, watch movies, go here and there. So attachment to Krishna is much more important than detachment. Money, no problem. House, no problem. Car, no problem. Family, kids, no problem. Absolutely no problem, because they're all energy of Krishna. And I, at my best, will engage these things in the service of Krishna. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj says that actually. I can have 100 kids. You say, what? He's a brahmachari? I can have 100 kids if they're Krishna conscious. We need people to spread the movement. Have 100 kids, no problem. What sort of kids? He said, Krishna conscious kids. I desire to have 100 Krishna conscious kids because we need to preach this. There's so much ignorance out in the world. So anything is no problem actually. Don't need to be falsely detached with them, but mentally detached. I'm not the owner of it. Whatever Krishna gives, we accept. Which is thappad or award, no problem. Yes, madam.
Krishna says like Krishna doesn't see how much you are giving, he sees
Yeah.
how much you are holding.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. Huh? When you put even a $10,000 in Gopinath's bucket, you still feel lacking, isn't it? Whatever the 90,000 is mine. Someone says, "Oh, Prabhuji, 10,000, they are very nice." Okay, so what? I'll just share this story. Nice, I guess it's a nice point. Mahatma Buddha one day declared in the village that I'm accepting charity today. So everyone was giving charity to Mahatma Buddha. This story, I think, was told by Prabhupada. So he was accepting charity. So many said, big millionaire people came and they were giving like, Mahatma Buddha usually doesn't take today, he's taking, so let me do some service. Anyway, $100, $500, $1,000. Mahatma was just sitting like that. Okay, just like a neutral, no impact and all. One Budi Mata came, one old lady came, and she was eating some phal, say apple. She was eating an apple. So she gave half-eaten apple in the feet of Mahatma Buddha. Immediately, Mahatma Buddha got up and did pranam to this lady. And all these big millionaires were very surprised. Arey, I'm giving thousands of dollars and you're not even showing a facial expression to me. And this Budi Mata gave half-eaten apple. Now you can't even use it. Juta. You're leaving your seat and coming out doing pranam. He said, whatever you guys gave was only like a slightest % of your possession. If you had $10 million, you gave $10 to temple. What's a big deal for you? But this Budi Mata, this old lady, only had an apple which she was eating when he heard the news. That's the only position she had. She gave everything to me. That's why she is the greatest. So that's the philosophy. But can we do it? Ranti there, 43 days, no bhojan, giving the last minutes to others. That's devotion. That's faith. Now, where are we standing? We have to judge ourselves. When we call ourselves a devotee, some people call senior devotee. My God. Look where we are. Shastra is saying it's very simple. There's no extra philosophy here. Ranti Dev is our example, for example. Prabhupada is example. Where are we? Katavan Maharaj is an example. Muchukund is example. So, huh? Sudama is borrowing from someone, not even possessed, borrowing and then giving to Krishna. Says, what can I borrow and give? Even if I give 3 words, if I give the whole Lakshmi, I can't repay this person. Gopis. So the bar is very, very high. But again, it's possible. In the devotee association, Prabhupada said, just by doing this normal, you can have your family, job, clothes, car, you can still go back to Godhead in this lifetime. It's possible. Prabhupada says, I guarantee, I guarantee, I guarantee. Prabhupada said 3 times, I guarantee. Now, Prabhupada cannot lie. Prabhupada said, I guarantee, I guarantee, I guarantee. If you chant 16 rounds, if you follow 4 recs sincerely and serve Krishna sincerely, I will personally come and drag you back to Godhead. He said that, drag you back to Godhead. So there is a big hope for us, big hope for us. Motherji is asking me, should I take ISKCON related? Very nice devotee, very nice. Chant 16 rounds and all that. Should I take initiation in ISKCON or someone else? She mentioned that name. A great sadhu, Baba. I said, Mata, we cannot compare Prabhupada versus this great sadhu. I have no eligibility to say anything. You cannot compare this sadhu Babaji and Prabhupada. You just cannot. You're getting Prabhupada's guarantee here. The sadhu never leaves Vrindavan. Very great Vaishnava. I'm not saying anything. But Prabhupada is Prabhupada. How can you compare Prabhupada, who had 2 heart attacks and came for malechas like us, living in Bawri amongst druggists and alcoholics, and putting the prasadam in the fridge which had meat. We talk about having 2 fridges in our house, one for bhoga, one for prasad. Prabhupada compromised so much. He served them, he washed their plate of these malitsas. He's saying, I guarantee for you, you leave him and go somewhere else, please. That's not very intelligent. Okay, let's move forward. We have 6 minutes. We can cover one more verse with Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, I've put it on the screen already.
Oh, okay, thank you. Who will read this? Namaste, Prabhu.
Nasto vidyate bhavo.
Nasato vidyate bhavo.
Na bhavo vidyate sata.
Na bhavo vidyate sata.
Api drishto nasta.
Ubhayorapi drishto nasta.
Sva anyos tattva darshivi. Translation: those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existence, that is the material body, there is no endurance, and for the eternal, that is the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
This is a nice verse, same continuation of the thought. So we'll just break the words. Na, asata, sata, and asata. We use this word constant, right? Sat, which is eternal, asat, which is non-eternal. So na asat. So it's na asat. That means it's sat. What is sat? Vidyate bhavo. So for the soul, it is sat. So soul is eternally existing. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. So, but for the material being, it's always asat. So basically, Prabhupada is saying, and who is saying that? Tattva darshamihi. Tattva darshi, jinhone tattva ka darshan kiya hai. So one who has seen the truth will see the same word in 434 as well. What's the tadvidi pranipaten par prashin sevya updekshan te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Tattva darshami. 1:11 also uses the same word in Srimad Bhagavatam. So tattva darshami, after reading ubhaya, ubhaya means two. After reading both here refers to material world and the spiritual world, or spiritual existence and the material existence. They have studied both and they said the spiritual being is always existing. So bhava is to exist. What will always exist? The spiritual side is always existing and material side is asat. So why are we so much worried about which is asat? It is asat. Today or tomorrow it will go. So why are we so much bogged up about these changes? We'll move one more verse, 3 minutes. I'm not fast forwarding. This is the point of this verse. There are some verses here are little bit longer, like 2:22 is longer, 2:20 is longer, 2:14, 2:13, 2:12. They are literally longer verses. It's also similar thought pattern.
Avinasti tu tat vidhi.
Avinasti tu tat vidhi.
Idam tamam vinashayasya apashrit kortum arhashi.
That which pervades the entire body is to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that.
Now, this is a series of verses, but Krishna will talk about the characteristic of the soul. So he's talking about passing the soul and all that. Now it's sort of coming to the soul and talking the characteristics. So few characteristics in this verse. Avinashi, the very first thing he says, Krishna says, to tad vidhi. Vidhi means to know. Veda comes from the word Veda. Tad vidhi. So that one, now that one here refers to the soul. Avinashi, but the first characteristic given by Krishna in 2:17 is Avinashi. Vinash means destruction. Avinash means one who cannot be destroyed. Avinashi tadvidi yena sarvam idam tatam, and that exists everywhere. So the souls exist everywhere. So in water, in air, in Mars, in Venus, in Jupiter, in Sydney, in New York, everywhere. Avinashi tadvidi yena sarvam idam tatam. Vinasham abhyasya. And but the body is always vinasham. Whether you kill Arjun in this context, whether you kill it today or tomorrow, is going to get changed. Body is going to be destroyed. Vinasham. And the second characteristic given here, avyay. So vyay means to spend. Avyay means one who cannot be spent. So Prabhupada writes is imperishable. Here, abhyasya is imperishable. So two characteristics given, Avinashi, indestructible and imperishable. Now you can say both are similar, but they are different. So imperishable, like I'm remembering, milk is a perishable entity. So if you leave the milk outside in the room, by tomorrow morning, you can smell it. It's gone. It's perishable. It's not destroyed. It's there, but it's perished. The characteristics of the real milk, the milk which can be consumed, is gone. So over the period of time, we see that things get deteriorated. हम लोग बूढ़े हो रहे हैं. I'm not sure about you. I am. What about this one, Prabhu? So, am I destructed? As yet, my body is destructed. Not yet. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. So, but perishing is constantly going on. We are all getting old. We cannot deny that. Yesterday we had a different age. Even when we came here, I had a different age. Now I'm at a different age. And it's not younger. I'm more older. And when I came here, it's all Mohit Prabhu's fault. So, so we're all older than when we came here at 4 o'clock. We were younger. Now we are all older. We are getting perished. Our body is getting perished. So there's two aspects to it. So one is perishing, deteriorating over the time. Soul does not deteriorate over the time. Body deteriorates, but soul does not. And we say eventually it will get destroyed. Not eventually. Avinashi tu tadvidhi. The two characteristics you can take: imperishable and indestructible. So our body, if you leave the body, it will perish, and one moment it will go away. Soul will never get perished, never get destroyed. And then it will talk about how it will not get destroyed and how it will not get perished. You see, Krishna is going deeper and deeper. That will read in the next class. How the soul is indestructible and imperishable. Krishna will talk about more qualities, and then we can relate it back to 217. Okay, we'll stop here. It's 6:16. If you have any questions, I think we'll take it later. I'm sure we'll have, and that's okay. As I said, I love questions actually. Just quick 2 announcements. Please write your questions. I'm not avoiding. I love it. Write it. We'll discuss it next time. Next time the revision will be less, hopefully. Only 3 verses or something. 2 announcements.